Hey, this is Tracy with Color Me This, episode 20. This is my second take. I decided I was ready to video last night at around 7 p.m. and unfortunately it's getting darker earlier, so even though I had all my windows open, it just wasn't enough light, so this is officially a take 2. I have to say, this is the day before Idalia is going to hit Florida. It is not going to hit this far south on the east coast side. So we may get wind and rain, tropical storm levels, unless, of course, like last year, Ian totally changed its course at the last minute and Ian went right over the community. I was not here yet. We had inspected our home, done the pre-purchase inspection the day before Ian hit, and then we had to flee north away from it because we were in our trailer, and it was definitely, you don't want to be in a trailer or a mobile home if you're going to be in a direct path of a hurricane. So then, as it was getting dark and I had just finished filming, a bunch of cows came through. They literally, there's a fence, I'm staring at it, I mean, it maybe is 30 feet away tops. So I might throw I tried to get some filming of them because they were all black male cows. They were bulls, probably not full bulls, because this acreage across from me is thousands and thousands of acres that the cattle ranchers get to put their cows, so they're not real boys. But they were beautiful and big, so I might toss that in at the end. I think that's one of the special things about our home, is that we get to see all sorts of crazy nature on the other side of the fence, of wild animals just doing their thing, living life. So today's episode is going to focus on the Schpirerr Farben, which I wanted to come up with some interesting tidbit that most people don't know, that I don't see on the videos. I've watched reviews upon reviews of all the different pencils, and I thought it would be fun to see what the translation was of the words Schpirerr Farben. And the translation is, this is Google Translate, tells me that it means cool colors. So I thought that was fun information to have. The first actual topic related to these I want to discuss before we get into the pencils themselves is how I purchased them. I purchased them on eBay as a coloring supply, adult coloring supply lot. And it came with 2 sets of colored pencils, 1 set of gel pens, and 6 coloring books. The coloring books are ones I do not own, and they are the inexpensive ones, but with a nice range of scenes that I may or may not ever use, but it's always good to have more coloring books. I might have somebody come and color with me. Maybe my coloring group will come and I will find a way to maybe gift these particular books to somebody who would like them. There's 100 autumn images. They all have people in them. There's some night scenes with black background, which I don't own any of, and they're just like jungle scenes and things. So I mean, the topics are interesting, not necessarily how I would want to color or the topics that I typically color, but I was certainly not going to let that stop me from purchasing this. The lot, I like to watch different listings and focus on used items or supplies, and so this particular item, the other pencil set was the Castle Arts Soft Touch, which I already own. I noticed with that set there was more wear on the pencils, so they were far shorter. And the Schpirerr Farben, she declared that they had only been swatched, though there are maybe 6 or 7 that clearly had been used. They're pretty short. I'll show you those when we open the packaging. The pencils were packaged in a case, so the original packaging wasn't included. The gel pens were in the original packaging, in the original box, and they're the Castle Arts. And she also made note that the color Maple 110 was missing when the original set was purchased, and she never replaced it. So one thing I know about the Schpirerr Farbens is that the owner of the brand, her name is Tania, T-A-N-I-A, and she has an Etsy store, and you can buy replacement pencils. So one thing that is interesting to me about this set is it is the only set that I'm aware of, and you guys can throw in a comment if I am wrong, that is in the sub $50 mark. Right now they're $42.97 on Amazon, and you can go on to Etsy and you can purchase a lot of replacement pencils. 1, 2, 3, 4. She has like an increments of between 1 and 10. Not every increment. I think I purchased, so I was thinking I was going to replace the Maple, and so knowing that I could replace the Maple, I made an offer. I think she wanted, like, I saw it go down from 90 to 80. It was sitting at 80. I offered 65 to start a conversation. And my theory with eBay is if the item is meant to be mine, it'll work out. And I don't get all freaky about it, and I don't let the dollar amount stress me out. Or if I get a no on an offer I make, I still don't let it stress me out. So she, when I offered 65, she wrote a really nice response that, you know, this is worth a lot more, and that it was just too low. She was trying to get, you know, her money's worth out of it. So I watched the listing. It still stayed in my watch list. 3 weeks later, she finally came to me with a counter offer, which is a really nice feature of eBay. If you don't know, that the seller, if you add it to your watch list, can send you counter offers. And I have purchased a few items over the years with accepting a counter offer from them. Some of them have a pre-made counter offer where they give you a discount of 12 or 15% off of their list price the minute you put it in your watch list. In this case, I had to wait 3 weeks for her to decide to meet me in the middle. So I accepted the offer, and when the package came, it was this huge box, and I did not understand why it was in such a huge box. And as soon as I opened it, she had left a note on one of the 2 gel pens. So she sent me 2 full brand new gel pens. She had swatched the one set and stated that she had, but she says that she sent me a new replacement that hasn't been swatched, and she left me a bigger note stating that when she got these, she felt that some of them didn't flow properly, so she sent a message to Castle Arts and they sent her a full replacement. So I now have actually 3 sets of the gel pens because I already owned the one. And these are a really economical gel pen set, so I'll keep them. I will use them and enjoy them. I will let colorists coming to color with me use them, and so I was perfectly fine to receive an extra set. So I finally got a chance to swatch these. I then, when I was swatching them, I worked on my replacement order for the Maple pencil, and I want to move on now from how I purchased these to my experience with buying from Etsy to get the replacement pencils. So first, I have a pile of pencils here. These are my most recent order from Blick. It is a set of the light colored professional pencils. I've got 2 Museum Aquarelle whites, some luminance, and 2 Derwent Drawing Chinese whites. When I received these, this is all I ordered. They came packaged in a zip with a rubber band, with some bubble wrap, in a Tyvek bag. So that's how they all came. They did come all fine, but who knows what kind of bumps and things they went through in their travels to get to me. So based on that, I was not expecting what I received. And of course, since I've already filmed this once, this package, I have reconstructed it, but it had already been opened. So it came in this purple Tyvek mailer, and each individual pencil was in its own PEX. So this PEX is a plumbing pipe that you get at Home Depot or Lowe's, and it even says somewhere PEX on one of them. And so each end has like half of a cotton ball. So these pencils were very, very well packaged. And in the package was a little note from, is it Tania? Maybe it's Tania or Tanya, either way. And she talks about, if you have any problems, contact me. I'll do my best to fix it, with a link to the Amazon store, which is where she sells the set, and on Etsy, where she sells her individual replacements. She also sells watercolor pans. So she has quite a few different coloring supplies up there, and brushes and such. So I was very pleased, and I received my pencils in about 5 days. I bought them on a Friday, and I think I received them the following Thursday. And I'm not sure where she's located. Here, let's see if she is in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I'm in Florida. So I have here now, if we're going to look at these pencils, they're very beautiful. They do have somewhat easy to read marking, but it is still in silver, and where I sit and color is in front of our big TV, and I like to stream videos while I'm coloring, and I find that the silver is a little bit hard for me to read. I always have to color with the lights on because the lighting in there is a little bit dim anyway, so even with the lights all the way on, I do have to tilt the angles of the pencil to read the silver, shiny silver marking. The pencils, I have the caliper out, a caliper tool, and these are a slender pencil, so they are 7.6, and I brought with me a Prang and a Polychromos, 7.66 and 7.76. It's hard to measure the diameter of the lead, so I'm going to just show you that. Let me stand up so I can make sure you can see it. The Schpirerr Farben is on the right, the Polychromos is on the far left, and the Prang is in the middle. And you can see that the diameter of the Schpirerr Farben is the smallest. So that is something to concern yourself with if you color a ton, and if you just want as much lead as you possibly can have, these pencils won't be it for you. And the end cap is dipped, so you can't see if the lead is centered or not. Let's just take a quick, these are the piles, these are the ones that I just bought. And to me, looking through the phone, they look pretty well centered to me. Though I have actually seen some reviews complaining about the non-centeredness of them. So, before we get into the coloring, I want to show you that this case that they came in is a nice pencil case. And again, it was part of the package deal that I received. And here's where a couple of the pencils were on the shorter side, and so I ordered, again, 6 pencils. I didn't see any flaws with the finish of the pencils. I don't think there was any of them that had problems. These two here are quite short, and I didn't order them. Oh, that's not true. I think I ordered both of those, the turquoise and the deep ocean. I did order. It comes with very few grays. I like to use quite a bit of gray, so having just these 6 is a little bit light, but the color palette is a very nice palette overall, and I enjoyed using the pencils. So I created this, I colored in this swatch. Unfortunately, the person who put this up for free, I did not get the name or the website. Usually if somebody is providing a free swatch, I like to give them credit, and they usually put their names somewhere on the swatch, and this person did not. And these pencils came in color sorted order, but I did tweak it a tiny bit to match this chart. I then did my swatching, which I have videos on, and all I have left to do to finish off my full set of swatches is to punch holes where you see the little round circles so that I can do color matching as I need to. Again, this is a 96 set, so it didn't have the feeling of too many close or very similar colors like you get with the 120 plus sets. I then used this praying frog, which I have now done 6 frogs in 6 different sets of pencils, so I will be using these. I'm trying to get the feel of the pencil, and if I am busy trying to come up with colors and being very creative with a sampling coloring, I find it's distracting to me, so I just have standardized on using the frogs, coloring the frogs 3 similar ways, a very basic coloring with just some 3-tone light, medium, and dark blending. On the right here is my coloring that I do for making cards, and it is similar to how I use Copic markers to color, and it is more of a cartoon and a more, I'm looking for a more vibrant image when I'm making images to go on a card, and I have used a colorless blender, the Color, on both of these. And then the bottom image is my more in-depth realism, and I have not used a colorless blender, so you will see some lumpy bumpy because the paper I am using is the Nina Bristol Vellum. This is the smooth side, so the back side is far bumpier, but I still see that the prangs are a very hard lead, and they did a nice job of burnishing themselves into the paper. And I noticed that the Schpirerr Farben, if I were to want to smooth this one out, I would definitely need to use either a white pencil or use the colorless blender, which all 6 of mine, the only one that actually self-burnished, so to speak, into the texture was the prang. And I think the prangs did a really nice job. Remember that the prangs I paid $1.25 for, and I would say that, so let's just go with the retail price of $42.97 for the Schpirerr Farbens. But I really like the increased vibrancy of these pencils, and they were really, really nice to work with. They have a nice, soft, buttery feel to them. To do the lighter tone above, I have to be very, very light on these softer, creamier pencils. So it was very, very quick and easy to make the one above. And then down here, to get the vibrancy, I did nothing special to get that intensity of color. I just did my lay down like normal. It didn't take me any longer to do. And I really, really love how this deep purple in here pops. That's probably my favorite part of this particular way this pencil colored. All in all, I feel that definitely for the price that I paid as a used item, if I were just to divide the $70, actually it was like $74.97 including tax, so I think I have logged on my collection of pencils that I paid $25 for these. So that is all I've got for the day. That concludes episode 20. Thank you to everyone who is subscribing. I love to hear from you. Please be commenting. I have received quite a few comments now, so keep those coming. And I am definitely in the growth mode of my channel, so if you know of any fellow colorists who would appreciate my content, let them know, give them my YouTube link. I would appreciate that. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Hey, we have cows. I am standing at my back door, and the cows are big. I've never seen these particular ones, and it looks like they're all black, and they're all boy cows. So that one black one there was close to me, and I opened the door, and he kind of scurried away. But in all my years, I have never lived so close to cows, because literally I am standing right here on my little step, and here's all the houses lining the trail, and we get turkeys, doves, bobcats, boar, and periodically the cows will decide to come back here. And today they did.